Hey everyone, just a disclosure on this one. I was having some technical difficulties with my mic, which affects everyone else's mic, so the audio quality of this one isn't the greatest. We'll have it fixed by next episode. Welcome back, everybody, to week 2 of Fantasy Fumblings. I am your host, Sean Sutton.
I'm your host, John Sutton.
I'm your third host, Josh Sutton.
And this week, we've got a fun episode for you. We recap our first week of the fantasy season. Boys, it's kind of hard to believe that we're already through a full week of football. Like, it doesn't feel like fall is here, but it's here. But we're going to recap our first week. We're going to dive into waivers, the regular. And then I'm sure we'll come up with a do you think along the way. I don't know. This week has been kind of a crazy week.
I got a good do you think.
I'm excited for it. It's been kind of a crazy week, I feel like, for all of us schedule-wise. I started off the week sick on Monday, and so that's kind of thrown my schedule off. We normally record on Tuesdays. It's Wednesday. It's just Josh was busy last night with a bunch of work, so everything's just been a little bit different, so we're a little less prepared, which sometimes means it's like the best episodes ever because we don't know what we're going to talk about. So I'm
Sean, is that new ring light like kind of in your eyes a little bit?
No.
Because you're like squinting and you look high as a kite. I know you're not.
No, it's ding ding ding. I noticed yesterday or last week when I was like watching the video, this eye is like, I don't know if it'll pick it up or not, but like it's bloodshot and it's been like super dry. So like it's just been watery and both of my eyes have been watery. So, but last week it was like because my camera, I have my laptop on a shoebox right now because I noticed because my camera was lower than me, I was like squinting a little bit to look down. And so it looked like I was high the entire time. So I think I need to like raise my camera up a little bit. Because when I'm looking at my camera, my eyes look
it's normal. A lot better angle.
But when I'm looking down back at you guys, it's like that's when my eyes start to, So I really just need to put a box underneath. You know what? Should I just like try to janky set this up real quick?
Nah, you're fine. Let everybody question the whole time.
Yeah,
there's our do you think? Hey, listeners, do you think Sean is high before we record our episodes?
Looking at my eyes, I might be, but no.
All right. So week 1, let's start off with you guys because we had our first Sibling Showdown of the season right off the rip. Looking at Sean's face, he looks like a little poo eater. So I think he must have had a better week.
I may have had a better week.
So let's talk about it. Who's your studs? Who's your duds? What was the score?
So for the YouTube users, you may be able to see my phone. It was 156 to 124. But that score is deceiving. It was a lot closer. Start of Sunday Night Football, we were separated by like maybe 10 points, 15 points. By halftime, we were separated by 9 points. Because Derrick Henry had such a good first half. Josh Allen kind of had a mediocre first half. And then Josh Allen took the keys to the car and just said, let me handle everything for Bills Nation, for all of my fantasy owners. And he went off, brought the Bills back from 15 down in the fourth quarter to win the game. One of the greatest football games I have ever watched.
Yeah, I was watching that game until halftime, and then I wasn't able to watch most of the second half, but when they got down 2 scores in the fourth quarter, especially the way the Ravens were clicking, I'm like, it's over. And then Josh Allen said, let me do what I do.
Yeah, I was also convinced the game was over, but I was like, it's been kind of a shootout. Hopefully, Josh Allen will get a couple more points. When Derrick Henry fumbled that ball in the fourth quarter, I was like, this is about to turn. Because, King Henry sometimes fumbles.
Very rarely, though.
But yeah, it doesn't happen very often. And he is the Bills' daddy. He's Unc and Daddy all at the same time. He's the whole family reunion when they play the Bills. I swear he averages 150 yards per game against the Bills.
He did well.
Yeah. But not well enough to get Josh there.
No, unfortunately not.
Did you have any? So Josh Allen was your stud of the week. Is that what you're saying?
1,000%. He finished with 42.76 points.
Goodness gracious.
394 passing yards for 2 touchdowns. Ran for 30 yards and another 2 touchdowns.
That's crazy.
And so yeah, he was 1,000% the stud of the week.
Do you have any duds?
Honestly, the team performed pretty well until I got a text from Aaron. The 12 o'clock slot was everything I could ask for. Everyone was at projection, maybe a slightly above. Deebo Samuel, went off for 27. So he was up there. And so everything was looking good. And then I get a text from Aaron that says, "Nice, dude, secured the dub and your quarterback hasn't even played yet." And I was like, hey man, don't jinx me. Anything can happen as fantasy football. Because Josh Allen, against a good Ravens defense, he could have went for 5 to 8 points. He could have had a really bad game. And if he did, Josh would have beat me. So, I'm like, anything can happen. And I still had Amon-Ra St. Brown going. I had Nico Collins going. And he was like, well, considering it's only Josh's defense, you should be good. And I was like, he has Derrick Henry. So anything's off the table. I've seen Derrick Henry go for almost 60. So, but then after he sent that text, Amon-Ra St. Brown finished with 8.5. Nico Collins finished with 5.5. So,
ooh, there's your dud of the week.
Yeah, so Nico Collins finishing with 5.5 was just... But did you watch any, or did you see anything about the Rams-Texans game?
Not really, no.
It's just ugly. I think the score was 14-9.
Which is kind of how the Rams kind of want to play recently, it seems.
Yeah, they're not the shootout team anymore. They're
definitely not the greatest show on turf anymore.
Yeah, they're going to play good defense and just do just enough to get the job done.
Yep. So, Josh, we know what the final score was, but go ahead and break it down for us. What happened this week?
So, really, Derrick Henry is really the only one that wanted to play. Baker Mayfield ended up getting 22.5 still. Henry got me 35. But the dud of the week would be AJ Brown with 1.8 points. He did not have a single reception until 3 minutes left of the fourth quarter.
And you said he finished with 1.8 points?
1.8 points. The only catch he had all game.
Yikes.
George Pickens also only finished with 6 points. So, several of my guys just did. T. Higgins also finished with 6.5 points. So, the other guys that I thought would be good coming out of the gate did not do very well at all.
Yeah, don't give up on T. Higgins, though, because the Bengals, first 4 weeks, the last 3 years. Oh, actually, I saw a stat. I was watching that game a little bit. Zach Taylor, so the Bengals head coach, going into Sunday's game, was 1-12 through the first 2 weeks in his career.
That's bad. That's bad.
That's almost more difficult to accomplish and going 12-1 in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, because like even week 1, I wonder what the Panthers over the last 3 years or 4 years or however many years Zach Taylor's been the head coach. I wonder what the Panthers' record is in the first 2 weeks. Surely it's not that bad.
Yeah, I'd be one of the few teams that I could see being as bad. But I thought they were going to mess around and lose to the Browns.
Yeah, Joe Burrow threw for like under 150 yards, right? Love that the Browns.
They only got 3 yards. All second half.
Wow. I love that the Browns are just like such a horrible franchise that they're just like, let's just let like 42-year-old Joe Flacco throw the ball around 43 times. Like, just go out there, old man. It's like a dude, the quarterback is old enough to be like 7 of his offensive players' dad.
That's really weird to think about.
Because it's like, Dylan Sampson just came out of college. Quinshon Judkins, that's a whole different other story. He's technically not even on the team. But
he just signed.
Did he just sign today?
He today or yesterday. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So he's probably old enough to be his dad. Fannin Jr., that new tight end, he just came out of college. He's probably old enough to be his dad.
And if you got a situation like that's my boy, he could be everybody else's dad.
Shadur, he's probably old enough to be his dad. Dylan Gabriel, I don't know. That man spent like 12 years in college, it felt like. He probably could have gotten like 2 PhDs.
Probably.
But like, it's an old man, and he's just like out here just vibing with some 22-year-olds.
Winging it. Do you think he takes a nap at halftime?
I could see him getting like some book reading in.
Yeah, 50-50 shot of him taking a nap or applying biofreeze everywhere.
No, that's a fact. Like, you ever play ball? You know when the group of guys that you've been playing pickup ball with goes from the young guys to the old guys, how much icy hot smell enters the air before the games.
And like when you start seeing the compression sleeves get traded out for copper fit, you know you're getting up there.
Like, we're going to start balling. You're looking at the number 1 man in the land right now.
By point margin.
Do what?
I said by point margin and by score.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, this week was weird. So I know that most of our listeners are genuinely not going to care about who we were playing in our matchups and that kind of stuff. But I was playing probably the best fantasy player over the last 3 years in our leagues. Like he's one of the few people that got an invite from our previous league because he's that good, and we didn't want to get our butts kicked by him again this year. And I told him in the text like, hey, you might have to tone it back a little bit. He knew I was joking, by the way.
He did, though.
He did, like, his team just took a nosedive. I beat him by a score of 163 to 79.
The only thing that concerns me is this is the exact same way he started last year. He started out in 12, like last year, we were in the 12-man league. He finished in 12th place after week 1 because he finished with like 78 points. I was second to last with like 82 points. But
I forgot about that. And then I feel like he picked somebody up really good on the waiver wire last year. That completely changed his whole team around.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel like that is one thing. So a couple differences we made with the league rules is I do like having the free agency budget as well as the rolling priority. So I actually do think that's a better fit.
I'm still a little confused on how the budget works because like it doesn't ever show you how much your budget is.
Yeah, I don't know how to find it.
So is it like just
But
I could just bet I could just put $100 on every week? But like I'm too scared to just like do that because I would do that and then it would be like, oh, Sean, you can no longer make waiver wires.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure how that works, so still trying to figure that out. But overall, I feel like it's working fairly well.
Yeah. You know, and I think all of us put together don't have as many transactions as Aaron yet.
I don't feel like we have as many transactions as Aaron in the first 2 days combined.
Well, he had 8 in the first. He has only had 1 since then. I think he's up to 9 already through 1 week.
Okay.
But it's like at one point he dropped Dylan Sampson for Najee Harris, and then this week his one move was he then dropped Najee Harris to pick up Dylan Sampson again. Which probably not
a better move.
Yeah.
Even with Judkins coming back, I think Dylan Sampson is going to have a role in that Browns offense. As bad as that Browns offense might be.
Well, and he's a very good receiving back. I mean, that's where he got most of his work this last time.
Yep.
Did you guys use the waiver wire at all this week?
You say what, Josh?
Yeah, I picked up Fannin. Is that how you said the tight end for the Browns?
Yes.
Because my dud of the week would apparently be George Kittle's hamstring.
That's a good one.
He was having such a good week, and then he just popped that hammy. Went on the IR today.
Dude, hamstrings, as someone who has partially torn their hamstring injuries are no joke.
Yeah. I'm glad they didn't screw around and like, oh, we're going to say he's week to week.
And then wait 3 weeks and then put him on IR like they did McCaffrey?
Yep.
At 49ers? Garbage organization?
Yeah, because it allowed me to put him on IR and pick up another tight end without having to be like, all right, who am I going to get rid of?
And then I got some insider trading that you were trying to fleece Josh.
I'm trying to fleece him.
You, for the listeners, Josh tells me, dude, I'm pretty sure John's trying to take advantage of me like he did last year and get my good players in the early weeks. I said, why do you say that? And he said, he just sent me an offer for A.J. Brown and Dalton Kincaid, is who Josh has, and John's going to trade him Fannin Jr., who is still technically the backup tight end, to David Njoku and Jacoby Myers.
Hey, here's the thing, though. And I do think Jacoby Myers is going to be a solid wide receiver 1 all year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Especially with Geno Smith.
And A.J. Brown could legitimately just disappear from that offense. There is no guarantee that he's going to do well. It could be very much like a Tyreek Hill situation last year.
The only difference is just from like last year, A.J. Brown is too much of a diva to go unheard. Like, he's...
You don't think Tyreek Hill is not a diva?
Well, he is, but like... You saw the reports from like last year where, like A.J. Brown got mad, and so he literally started reading a book on the sidelines, which became like a bestseller because Phillies fans are crazy.
Yeah.
But like, he was very upset. He voiced his opinion, and then the next week he got like 12 targets. And like Nick Sirianni is definitely a player's coach. He hears his guys.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. But I have been hearing from other fantasy football podcasts, hey, trade away A.J. Brown if you can. So I did send that trade with the thought that Jacoby Myers is I think his volume is going to be there all year long. I think he could easily finish top 15.
Yeah.
Dalton Kincaid, and this Fannin kid, he lined up, like, half of his routes ran were from the slot.
I thought about picking him up in my late rounds, but by that point I had already picked up Kyle Pitts, and I knew that David Njoku was still a guy. David Njoku is a very good tight end.
Yeah, he is.
But Fannin at Bowling Green was different.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is if they're having them line up in the slot receiver spot, there's nothing to say they won't use two tight ends pretty much all the time.
Could become like the new New England with, Gronk and Aaron Hernandez back in the day.
Yeah.
That was a fun team to watch. Like, as much as you hated them, that was a fun team to watch. But Josh, what was the counter that you said you were going to counter that with?
I don't even remember.
You've breathed since then. You've had a very busy week.
Yeah.
I feel like it was like even worse, and I was like, Josh, don't do that. Because let me look. Yeah. Who did you? I need to know who you said.
I'm pretty sure I said Fannin Jr. and
Fannin Jr. and Keon Coleman, I think is what he said. Or you said Hollywood Brown first.
Okay. So I did think about sending an offer with Hollywood Brown and Fannin Jr. The reason I didn't is because I'm like, well, he's going to be wide receiver one for like 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. And then after that, he might still be relevant. He might not. We don't know.
Yeah.
So I deliberately did not send Hollywood Brown, even though I think he's going to do really well with the Chiefs this year. I deliberately did not send that because I wanted Josh to have a legitimate wide receiver one on his team the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
I do think, though, that going forward, that Hollywood could be... I think he could be a top 10 wide receiver at least for the next 6 weeks.
I could see that.
Until Rasheed Rice comes back.
I don't know. One, Matt Nagy is still the offensive coordinator, correct?
Yep.
I just don't trust an offense with Matt Nagy as the offensive coordinator.
Man, I miss Eric Bieniemy so much.
That's exactly what I've been saying. Like, does he even have a gig right now?
I think he's coaching high school ball somewhere.
Bring him back. Fire Matt Nagy. Bringing back the guy who gave us the most...
firing players off Kansas City. Fire that stinking lineman that gets offsides 4 times.
Juwan Taylor. Get him off.
Yes.
I was so mad watching that game on Friday.
I was at Josh's house on Friday, and I probably said to Josh 7 or 8 times, cut him right now. Cut him on the sideline. Just tell him to give him his jersey and leave. Because he's... As someone who is just a regular Joe Blow, I don't like saying that athletes are trash because they'll be more athletic and better than I ever will be at an athletic sport.
Yeah.
But my goodness, if you want to pay me $10 million or however much he's making to jump off, and do a false start 8 times a game, I could do that.
Yeah, it's not his athleticism. It's not what's the problem. Is his discipline. Mm-hmm. You cannot get flagged 5 times in a game. You don't want your team to be flagged 5 times in a game.
Let alone one individual player.
One individual? My goodness gracious.
They got to start punishing him like 100,000 for every flag he gets, 100 laps.
Dude, if he has to do 100 laps for every flag he gets, he's going to be Tyreek Hill by the end of the season.
I was just about to say 3 weeks later, it's going to be like, Juwan Taylor is making a transition to be Travis Kelce's backup tight end because he's lost 85 pounds.
Put him in the backfield. Let him be the next fullback.
Nah, we have Leo Chanel for that. That freaking...
My goodness.
That mad... He's done it before. He's lined up
Yeah,
as
but can you
fullback.
imagine if he consistently did that?
Why don't we just give him a fullback dive?
I don't know. Seems like it'd be effective.
Well, he does that until he runs up the middle and gets stopped by an alpaca that just spits on him. Named Jalen Carter. Which, talk about a crazy start to the season.
That Cowboys-Eagles game was kind of amazing for all the wrong reasons. You got a dude blowing his knee out on the first play of the game. You got Jalen Carter getting kicked out before the first snap. You have Javonte Williams putting up ridiculous fantasy numbers on... Did he have 2 or 3 touchdowns?
2.
2 touchdowns. You had Jalen Hurts, who looks incredible.
Unstoppable.
Absolutely unstoppable. A.J. Brown was MIA. Devontae Smith was MIA. It was just so weird.
Saquon was...
And then CeeDee Lamb, who has some of the best hands in the entire NFL, dropping passes on fourth quarter. I mean, both of those. The one was a difficult catch.
The second one where he was full extension, that's a tough catch.
It's a tough catch, but it's a catch you expect him to make because he's that good. The first one, I do not know what happened.
Yeah,
there wasn't even a sun, like a giant sun thing coming through to hit him in the eyes.
Did you... Philly fans are so ruthless that I love it. Did you hear them? You know, normally their biggest chant is like, Dallas sucks. Dallas sucks. At the end of the game, they started chanting, CD sucks. CD sucks. While he's like walking the sideline because, you know, he's miserable. He just dropped 2 passes and he kind of like looked up at him and was like, gave him thumbs up.
That's funny.
It's like, what do you do when a whole stadium is chanting that you suck?
Yeah, I mean, at least they didn't use the overrated.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows what happens when you start chanting that at the best player.
They go off.
And they go absolutely nuclear.
Philly fans are smarter than that.
Comparing it to his heel.
Yeah, they could do that too.
Yeah.
Josh is just sitting there with the scissors. Just... Hey, overrated, buddy! I'm cutting your Achilles! Could you imagine Josh as a physical trainer? Like being one of the trainers on a football team? Like...
Oh, your line is 17.5 yards. Oh, sorry, buddy, you're not going back in.
Yeah, like, Josh would definitely be the inside man that would just be like, there'd be like a new scandal coming out called Trainergate. And it would be like, Josh starts a ring of trainers across the NFL that intentionally injures players as part of a massive betting scheme. If Josh was a trainer, I would pay to have him mic'd up. Screw having NFL mic'd up. I don't want players mic'd up. I want the trainer mic'd up.
In all actuality, do you know how much fun it would be to watch a game with just some random worker mic'd up?
It'd be awesome. Like, Josh would probably be working on someone's legs, stretching their hamstrings out before the game. And Josh would just say some intrusive thought like, you ever thought about being a serial killer? I mean, you got the money to get away with it. Like, you could just pay the cops off. They just look away if you just gave them enough money, man. Like, dude, you're Patrick Mahomes. You got $500 million. Like, no one's going to touch you. Have you ever thought about it? Because I've thought about it for you. Not saying that, Josh, I'm not saying that you're you're a serial killer. People don't watch this. And maybe while I'm editing, I'll just, throw some, red things over Josh's eyes that's like, or is he? Anything, See see, that's scary. When you start talking about him like that, and then he just gets silent. Sometimes.
I'm not entirely sure that Josh doesn't sleep at the computer just because, goodness gracious, the dude's running ragged.
Yeah, did I just wake you up, Josh?
A little bit.
Did you guys?
I've got a.
I was going to ask real quick before we kind of get off the topic of week 1 and stuff. Did you have a fumbling of the week?
I guess technically would probably be not starting either Justin Fields. He only got 5 more points than Caleb Williams. Oh no, actually it would be not starting Keon Coleman. If I would have started him in my flex position over Alvin Kamara, or actually put Kamara in my second running back spot and flex him over Brown, I would have had another 12 points.
Yeah, which, I mean, but you have to think about it. Like, for you, 1, you put up 160, so it's kind of hard to have a fumbling of the week. 2, you have to, like, for me, I try to think of it from a more realistic standpoint. Because, like, for me, I would say, just from a point standpoint, my fumbling of the week would be not starting Zay Flowers over Nico Collins. But week 1, you're not starting Nico Collins.
No,
you gotta let him play.
And I mean, realistically, the rest of the year, unless he just starts out 4 or 5 games badly, you're going to start Nico Collins.
Yeah, 1,000%. Or unless you know he has a really, really, really bad matchup.
But even his really, really bad matchups, he usually does really well.
It's like, oh man, he's going against the number 1 corner in the league. He still finishes with 8 for 60 and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Josh, did you have a fumbling?
AJ Brown.
Oh yeah, for sure, without a question.
So
AJ Brown. I could have started anybody else.
It would have been more productive.
Yeah.
But again, they always say start your studs.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Brown, was he your first wide receiver off the board, Josh?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he was your second round.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I picked him or Higgins first.
No, you took AJ Brown first. Because I was a little surprised that AJ Brown had made it all the way back to, let's see, would have been at like the 17th pick.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he's a consensus top 5 receiver in the league.
Yeah. Just not right now.
Yeah. Who would you guys put as your top 5 receivers right now? Not necessarily fantasy related, but it usually has an impact on fantasy.
Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson.
Yep.
Probably Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I would say that.
I agree with
Josh.
CD.
Oh yeah, CD.
I agree with Josh. CD is a dog. From there.
From there, I think you have 3 guys that you can legitimately make an argument for.
Are you Puka,
AJ Brown, and Nico Collins.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like 5A, 5B, 5C.
Do what?
I said at that point it's like 5A, 5B, 5C.
Yeah. So, I mean, legitimately, you're talking top 10 talent in the whole league, for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's just tough. That's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
Mine definitely would have been not starting Zay Flowers over Austin Eckler.
Yeah, how many did Eckler get?
8.5, 9, somewhere in there.
Gotcha.
But Zay Flowers went off for 30.
Yeah.
So.
He did well.
So, yeah.
You see DeAndre Hopkins had a touchdown pass from Lamar Jackson?
Such a good catch, too.
I didn't see it. Was it a good catch?
One-handed. guy's holding on to his other arm. You know, he just throws up those big, massive meat paws and just snatches it.
I'm so sad that the Chiefs did not re-sign him for this year.
I know.
Give him a full offseason with Mahomes. I think they'd be phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd have been great. Okay, I know, John, you have been trying to transition for like a solid 10 minutes, so.
I have a do you think question that just came to mind, and it's kind of weird. I'm excited to ask you.
All right.
Do you think Benjamin Franklin was kind of wanting to harm himself when he flew that kite up with that key?
Man, that's kind of that's a good question. Like,
I mean, at what point do you see lightning? So, part of what made me think of this is when I got here yesterday, Dad was starting to go down to do chores, and so I went to help him. And we were doing it in the rain with straight down lightning all in the area. That's what made me think of it.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. Scientists are just a different, like, Dan Campbell was a scientist back in the day. Like, in a past life, Dan Campbell was a scientist because they're just bred different, man.
Ben Franklin was a weirdo.
They don't. Yeah, they're
obviously phenomenal person for the United States of America as a developing country. Weird dude.
Weird dude. Weird looking dude. Also, I mean, we've all seen $100 bills, but
not often enough.
So I wouldn't say he was intentionally trying to harm himself, but he may have been like, if they find a dead body, then they really, really know this works. Like he probably had the key, and then he probably had a note in a pocket that said, "I was right, suckers." he probably told someone like, "Oh, if I don't come back tonight, just come to this area where I'll be and check my right pocket." Yep. And then, maybe he laid on the ground, and then, they're like, "Oh no, was he actually right?" And then he had his hand in his pocket and flipped him off and was like, "Told you I was right." And got up and was like, "Come on, boys, we have research." Josh, what do you think? Can you think?
I don't know. Out of all the things to fly up there, why a key?
Yeah. I don't know. If you guys had been Franklin, how did he know that would conduct electricity?
Yeah. He could have flown a stick up there, and then he would have got inconclusive results.
That's so true. How did he figure out that metal was the key?
Yeah.
The literal key.
Yeah. Yeah. If his wife had a weave, or he could have flown his wig up there, that would have been way funnier.
Do you think that was the first time he ever did that? Or do you think he'd been
I was just
5, 10 times I want to see what this thing feels like?
I was just about to say that. I was like, how do we not know that there weren't several things that he had already floated up there?
No kidding.
Josh, you may have just opened up a new wormhole of conspiracy theorists. Maybe that's why there's stuff.
I don't know if he hadn't already invented electricity, and that was just a test to prove he was right.
It's true.
Maybe he had already harnessed electricity.
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, well, wood doesn't conduct it. Metal does. I'll fly a key up here and give myself a little zap and prove I'm right."
Maybe he just liked the way it felt.
He did. Maybe Benjamin Franklin was the first person aroused by electricity.
He was a freak enough to do something like that.
I feel like he's freaking enough to like put his fake hair on his wife. Like, oh yeah, be my scientist. Like, you can experiment with me tonight. She's like, I don't think I can.
And that's when he pulls out a different.
Trying.
That's when he pulls out a different invention that's a little wobbly and rubber.
He's like, this is what electricity's for.
Goodness. Oh my goodness.
And then all of a sudden, Bob became a popular name.
I might title this one "Ben Franklin a Freak?" ?
Hey, you know what else Ben Franklin influenced? Our Bill of Rights. You know who else is nicknamed Bill?
Sounds good.
The kid from Washington that might take Austin Eckler's job.
Bill? His name is Bill?
That's his nickname.
Imagine being young and having the name Bill. Bill is an old name. Nobody young is named Bill.
Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. His nickname is Bill.
Who gave him that? Someone was like, some probably old white high school coach was like, yeah, I'm not saying all that. Your name's Bill.
That's probably.
So everyone was just like, someone was just like, hey, Bill! And so it just stuck because someone was not about to say, Ja'Cory! So he's just like, Bill, come here! You want to play, you go by Bill! Because if I call for Bill, and you don't come, you're not playing!
Yeah.
I'm going to have to do some research later to try to figure out why his nickname is Bill.
Yeah.
If you could choose, if you were a famous athlete and you could choose your nickname, what would your nickname be? See, like, I couldn't go by my nickname because I'm not from the 40s. Like, if I was an MLB player from like the 1930s to 40s, that'd be like one of the best names out there. I guarantee you I'd be in the Hall of Fame.
Now up to bat, Sean Peapod Sutton.
And like, you know that's a Hall of Fame name.
It's a Hall of Fame name. It's like I was Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Exactly. But if you could choose your nickname, what would it be? Josh, you got one?
I don't know.
Not sure. I guess I just go with my nickname, Rats. I mean,
Rats Sutton.
First dash.
Rats. Actually, Rats would be that'd be a pretty good nickname in like the NFL. You know, you'd get like this entire section that put on rat noses.
Oh yeah, they would.
And like anytime he gets a first down, you just hear Rats. Like he says it. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be a good nickname.
John, I mean, you have been called Stud Muffin before.
I have.
Stud Muffin.
That'd be okay.
What about like the Procreation Phenom?
Procreation Phenom.
Or the Procreating Phenom. You know, you're 3 for 3. Like 3 for 3 and out. Yeah.
3 and out.
Imagine John gets in, putting him in, and they're like, I hope you're ready for a Utah soaking. Here comes Stud Muffin.
Here comes the Procreating Phenom.
I feel like that should be Tyreek Hill's nickname.
1,000%. I'm going to figure out a way to like hack Football Reference and add a nickname. And I'm going to put the Procreating Phenom.
That's funny. But how's your guys' matchups for this coming week look like?
According to
I'm projected
Utah...
to lose one.
Go ahead, sorry.
I'm projected to lose 133 to 144.
Nice.
Okay.
Hopefully, projections, you'll prove them wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, one can only hope.
This week, I am, according to Yahoo, I am a part of the matchup of the week.
Oh, yeah?
John, you were a part of the first matchup of the week, and there was no matchup. It was just you. But I am projected to win, as of right now, 145 to 136.
Okay.
And I'm going against old AA Ron.
Hey, Ron.
AA Ron.
Now I'm projected to win 141, 137. Playing against none other than our brother-in-law, Brian, who, as a first-time fantasy player, knocked out the defending champion of our league.
Just absolutely electric. And it was so funny because from the start, he was projected to lose by 35 points.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Well, after the Thursday-Friday games, Ben was in a bad position because Dak Prescott got 7 points, and Xavier Worthy got knocked out in the third play of the game.
It's things like that where it's I almost feel like Yahoo should allow you to put in a sub. There should be an injury sub guy. And it's just it's essentially a third flex that only gets to be brought in if someone plays less than a quarter. But
I can see that.
That'd be a very, very advanced fantasy website.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the things you'd have to just keep track of week by week.
Mm-hmm. And then manually insert it or whatever.
Yeah. Can you imagine being a commissioner of a fantasy league that is actually try-hards all the way around?
It'd be kind of fun.
It could be. It could also be kind of exhausting.
Yeah. But we should just design our own fantasy format.
We've talked about some fun ones.
Yeah, we have.
This past off season. My favorite contender that we had, it would be so much work as the commissioner though, is I had this idea where everybody plays the first week to establish your order 1 through 10 or 1 through 12 or whatever, and then kind of on Street Outlaws, where they have the list and they can challenge each other up and down. If you're somebody under a lower seed challenging up, you can do that, but you have to put up your best player on the line. So if you lose, they get your best player. If you win, you take their spot and you keep climbing all the way up to try to get to number 1.
That would be... And dude, it would be tough because if you get to the top dude just runs the gauntlet for the year, his team's gonna be loaded with every best player. The only issue with that is there's only so many weeks in the fantasy league. It'd be very difficult to do.
Yeah, I almost feel like you would have to both play up and play down every week.
Yeah. A head-to-head type of thing.
Yeah, I don't really know how that would work, but...
Yeah. I guess the other way you could do it is if you essentially did something where maybe you do 3-player burst, where it's okay, these are the 3 players I'm picking to go against 3 players you're picking. So that way you can have multiple races in 1 week.
Yeah, that's true.
It'd be very, very difficult to do, though.
Yeah. Maybe we should try a guillotine league one year.
Yeah. You know, John...
If this podcast ever really takes off, maybe we'll do a guillotine league with our listeners.
Even if it doesn't blow up and go off, if we have 7, because there's 3 of us, if we have 7 to 9 listeners that want to be a part of a Fantasy Fumblings football league, just comment. Comment on whatever platform you listen to, and if we get 7 to 9 people, we'll do it. We will save your spot. It's first come, first serve. We will save your spot for next year. And then next year we'll get all your details. We'll get you added to a league, and we'll do a fun league. So even if it doesn't blow up, 7 to 9 people want to do it, let us know. Comment.
But yeah, so anything else you guys want to cover before we wrap things up?
I don't think so. I
think we're good.
feel like we kept it pretty nice and tight this week. Energy...
I think just right at an hour.
Yeah, I feel like energy across the board is just a little down today, just because it's been, like I said, it's been a very long week.
Yeah, I'm very glad being in the position I'm in right now to be able to help and stuff. I'm so drained right now, if I'm being real honest.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to... Oh, just as a reminder, next week I will not be able to record, I don't think, unless we record Monday night.
Okay.
Because I will be in Canada next Tuesday through Friday.
Okay. That's good to know.
So if we want to record Monday night and talk about some projections, or if you want to then do like another splice in a recording talking about what the final results were, I'm fine with that. If you and Josh just want to jump on, I'm okay with that too. So
we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
A Josh.
But anyhow,
a Josh Sean just duo episode sounds like a wild concoction of I don't know what would happen.
Maybe you should just record it while playing video games.
Nope, that can't happen.
Bad idea. No,
that can't happen. One, it would take us like 3.5 hours to even be able to put together enough of like an actual conversation that's anywhere related to football to throw into Fantasy Fumblings. Like, that could be like a bonus. That would have to be like a bonus episode where it's just like, there's nothing to do with fantasy football. This is just for the enjoyment of it.
Yeah. If we ever get big enough, maybe we should do like a Patreon where that's what we do. We just record when we're just playing video games, hanging out.
We have considered doing like a secondary podcast at some point, just called Sutton Shenanigans, where we just talk and just do this right here while we're just playing some video games and just see what the conversations roll.
Yeah. If that's something you're interested in, comment and let us know.
I'm gonna comment on the video and be like, I'm interested.
Well, that's a wrap for this episode. Thank you to our ones of listeners. No, seriously though, thank you for anybody who listens. Whether that be for a full episode or just streaming for a few seconds at a time, we appreciate you. If you'll like, share, subscribe, it helps us out.
Josh, go get some rest.
No.
Everybody go get some rest. John, you look tired. I'm tired. Josh is tired. We're all gonna go get some rest.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan. Hopefully next week, or whenever we get to record next all together, hopefully the energy will be up. We'll have some better questions. I'm thinking of like a King of the Hill style little what is it? What do they call those? Brain think activities?
Man, we'll figure it out.
Brain teasing?
Anyhow, basically just a thinking exercise for you.
All right. well, sneak peek for next week or the week after. So,
Yep.
Thank you once again, everybody. Signing off for now. We'll catch you later.